everybody's sound is their fingerprint. Again, I believe that. So what I want to get into is the fingerprint of your music. This next season, season 2, the theme for this is really just going to be storytelling, experiences of people's lives. What is your story? Hey girl, you look good. Girl, you know I had to put my best dress on for you. Period. I mean, you look good. Thank you, boo. So since this is the season finale of Fya Side Chats season 1, I'm just going to ask you some wrap-up questions about the season. So let's go ahead and get in it, girl. If you could go back to your first episode and give yourself one piece of advice, what would it be and why? Ooh, first episode of Fya Side Chat, and you said advice I would give myself. Let me just tell you, this was a struggle. It's so different. Like journalism majors, journalists, all props to you. Okay, this is not an easy job. Like I would say be better with your research. I would tell myself to make sure that I research better. And then also don't be afraid of having controversial conversations. I feel like there were times where I was trying to be a little too politically correct or a little too perfect. And you know, we always talk about, look, even in the show, I'm sitting here, make sure you're being yourself and da-da-da-da. And I feel like I'm always myself, and I always, be myself. But I feel like I was trying my best to, okay, I have to make sure that this is this way and this is this way. And like, don't be afraid to go off script. You know what I'm saying? And then, just have confidence in the controversial conversations. And that's one thing that's going to be changing next season. Next season, I'm asking all the secrets, all the dirty laundry finna be aired. Like we're not steering away from those type of conversations. What song or album perfectly captures the vibe of this season? Never would have made it by Marvin Sapp. Without you. Oh my gosh. I say that because honestly, this was so different for me. I'm typically so focused in the music aspect, creating music, performing, figuring out how I could just be the best artist that I could possibly be. So it was definitely a different transition with me coming in and stepping into like, again, journalism and interviewing other artists. And when I say never could have made it, it's just because without the people working behind the scenes, like Yak behind the camera, asking me these questions right now. I'm just playing. If it wasn't for Yak behind the camera, my amazing husband, go check out Yak Productions. My momager, my partner in crime, my sister, as well as like other team members to help put this together, really never would have made it. Like there's so many different things, connection wise, reaching out to people, trying to figure out, okay, what's the next topic going to be? How can we make this interesting? Also, the people who actually came out to be on the show, it would not have been what it has been without them. So I never would have made it without the people working behind the scenes and the people who came out to the show to make it the way that it is today. And I'm excited because there's so many different things that I want to do moving forward that I feel is going to be very impactful. And so closing out this season, we're hitting the ground running, moving forward with different guests that we're getting, as well as different topics, because we're going to be getting a little bit more into storytelling in the show, as opposed to kind of just stating, this is what you should do, this is where you should go. Yeah, changing the dynamic up a little bit. But that's the song, okay? Marvin Sapp never would have made it. I think he under a little bit of controversy right now. Was that on TikTok where he was sitting there talking about he gonna lock the doors? People need to pay him $1,000.
I didn't know that was him.
Child, I'll be busting. I'm just playing. If you could have dinner with any guest that you had during this season, who would it be? And what question would you ask them that you did not ask this season? The number one person that comes to mind for me is Mo Z, MD, and or again Nolan Shahid. Just because just because he has so many different experiences, and then again Mr. Nolan, like, he's such a powerhouse. One thing that really stuck out to me for him was the fact that he really stayed true to his values in this industry. Like, homeboy was in his prime in the 70s, okay? When all the best music was being made, fight me, yes, I said it, best music, period. All the best music was being made. And then also when drugs were at its highest, okay? Especially in the industry. Don't get me wrong, there's still drug abuse now. There's still different situations like SA going on now. Crazy things that still need to be discussed and are still very prevalent in the industry. But in the 70s, it was almost like a fad, like something that you were expected to do was to do. Something you were, can I say without getting demonetized on YouTube? We just gonna keep that. Like, he was in a prime time of drugs, just when all of those things were popping off, and he stayed true to his values, and he did not take a sip of liquor. He did not smoke anything, get on anything. It just really shows that you can stand 10 toes down on what you believe. Like, you just have to have a firm foundation. For me, again, that's Jesus. That's my family. For Nolan, I think that's his spirituality. That's his family. You have to figure out what it is for you. Stand 10 toes down on what your belief is. But yeah, I would definitely speak to Nolan again and get a little bit deeper, maybe on a spiritual aspect, on how he, made sure that he was just a rock in a place where it's so easy to get swayed to do any and everything. What's the most surprising lesson you learned about yourself or the music industry from the season's episodes? Ooh, one that's really good, actually, from Ombre. When he came on, he said something that was like so impactful for me, but like it's so simple at the same time. And I feel like as artists, especially nowadays in a digital age to where everything is social media, perform on social media, doing this on social media, doing that on social media. Ombre made a really good point. He literally said, although social media is an excellent platform where you can definitely get seen, where you can definitely get heard, where you can actually make money for yourself as an artist, there's nothing like good old performing in front of a crowd live. Like, get out and perform. That's literally what he said. He said, get out and perform. Stop doing everything on socials. And here's the thing, even if you don't have the money or the capacity to perform, there's literally places that you can find for free and call them and say, hey, I'm a singer, I want to perform. Or just bring your guitar out to the park and perform, wherever you at. But he literally said, get out and perform. He said, go where the singers are. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I've performed. I've done so many things. I performed at the Staples Center. I performed at many different venues and different things like that. But, after COVID hit, I got into a digital aspect where a majority of my stuff was primarily focused on digital and social media. So hearing him say that to me, it kind of reawakened the artist in me. I was like, heck yeah, let's do this. Like, I need to get out and perform. And again, this is what the show is about. Like, us having these conversations, there's so many things that may seem simple to us, but you're not doing it. You mean, like, it's such a simple concept, but you're not doing it. So it needs to be reiterated. So yeah, that was something that was super impactful. And again, there's so many different moments that really changed my perspective on a lot of different things. Like, one thing that everyone said out of all the interviews that I've done so far, a primary theme was stay ready. Like, make sure you're in your craft 24/7, practicing, making connections, and stay ready, because you never know when an opportunity presents itself. And obviously that's something that I know definitely. But when you hear something reiterated a bunch of times, it's kind of cool. It's like, wow, that's something that's really huge, for anyone who's listening. You know what I'm saying? But for me personally, it was when Ombre was like, you need to get out and perform on the streets. Actually perform on the streets. You know what I'm saying? Be where the singers are. If you're a guitarist, if you're a producer, be where the producers are. Shoot, if you're a dancer, be where the dancers are. You get what I'm saying? Don't be afraid to perform. We all have our bad moments. If you mess up a note, you just gonna mess it up. It is what it is. But get out and do it. And again, like him, and I'm gonna wrap up this conversation after, but him saying that, it made me put a goal to myself, and I'm like, now I have a goal that I have to perform at least at 10 different venues this year. That's a small amount. I should make it 10 a month. I really should. But that's a goal for me, and that's something that I am going to be doing. That is something I'm currently doing and working on now. I'm gonna be posting tickets so y'all can show up. But yeah, so that really stuck out to me. I was like, it's like a wake-up call, period. So you guys also let us know let us know, like, what was something that was most impactful to you on this show. That would be a huge help. If you had to choose a theme or a concept for the upcoming season, what would it be? And how did you come up with that decision? A theme. I have it immediately. Storytelling. This next season, season 2, the theme for this is really just going to be storytelling, experiences of people's lives. I want to get more on a personal aspect as it relates to relationships, as it relates to who you are as a person, as it relates to your faith. You get what I'm saying? In music, there's so many different aspects of music that are extremely important, that makes every artist who they are. Again, in music, when you're creating, everybody's sound, I said this at the very first episode that I did with you, girl. Everybody's sound is their fingerprint. Again, I believe that. So what I want to get into is the fingerprint of your music. What is your story? It's definitely going to be I'm shifting to more storytelling and giving experience-based messages. And that's what the theme is going to be about. What you need to do to be the best producer. What you need to do to, network. What you need to do to make it as an artist, and how not to get screwed. Those are good conversations to have, but I want to get more in the storytelling aspect of it. Give me an example of when you did get screwed in the music industry. You know what I'm saying? And again, that just comes with experience. And so yeah, the theme is going to be storytelling. And storytelling in music on all aspects of who you are as an artist. How has your audience influenced the direction of your podcast this season, and what interactions or feedback stood out to you the most? Again, so what I'm about to say relates to the previous question I was just asked, and how we're taking, me and my team are going to be taking it more of a storytelling route as it relates to these experiences. The feedback that I received more so has a lot to do with analytics and the data. So when I look on my viewership and my retention rate, I noticed that the episodes where it was more storytelling based, if that makes sense, where it was more of an interaction of personal experiences as opposed to, hey, this is what you need to do. You need to do this, that, and the third. when it was more of a, hey, this is my experience, this is what happened to me, so make sure this doesn't happen to you, or this is what happened to me, that's why I do what I do. When the episodes were more like that, the retention rate was up, the viewership was up. So that just tells me that's what my audience wants to see. You get what I'm saying? Also, what I want to do is I'm definitely keeping legends, but I want to bring on also newer artists, kind of like myself. And when I say newer, I use that as a blanket term because any new artist who knows you've been in this industry for a long time. You just been working either behind the scenes or working to get the music up, but having more conversations on that aspect, based off of my lovely audience, and my team. There are certain things that are going to be changed to the set, certain things that are just going to be changed really everything. Okay, so this is real fun. If you were to create a Fya Side Chats Season 1 playlist, which 3 songs would definitely make the cut, and what's the story behind it? Ooh. Okay, these are really good questions. I need to figure out who on the team sat there and created these questions. First off, one of my songs, yes, shameless plug. Good, okay? I want to make you feel so good. Make sure you stream that on all streaming platforms. Anyways, I'm just playing. I would say that just because Good is a song about, it's high energy. And I want to make people feel good when they watch this show. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want artists to feel good about their music, about who they are as a person, and that they're learning valuable information that can help them move the needle forward in the industry. So Good, number 1, my song. Again, go stream it. I would also do First I was afraid, I was petrified, thinking how to believe without you by my side. Then I spent so many nights. Yeah, so I will survive, because it was a struggle trying to make this. This was a lot. It was really fun, but there's a lot of hardship on finding people. Certain things fell through the cracks with other people that we really wanted to come onto the show. For a second, when we first started, we didn't even know where we were going to shoot it at. There was just so many different obstacles that we encountered, but we survived. So definitely that. And then lastly, this is not going to make sense to a lot of people, but Hey Now by Kendrick Lamar, you feel me? And why I say that, it gets spooky. Look, this season actually, ending out the season has me hype. So it has me so hyped for next season and what's to come. And I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling the podcast and what we've done with it and where we're about to take it. So yeah, those are my top 3. If you could invite any musician, living or dead, to be a guest in season 2, who? Whitney Houston, Michael Jackson, and Prince. Okay, the ultimate 3. That's who it would be. I mean, they're just freaking legends. When I think of legends, when I think of creme de la creme, when I think of people who are living today and who have passed away and who are still not touching them, that's what I think about. You know what I'm saying? I would like to interview them and what made them who they are. Period. That's the only question I would even need to ask. What made you become Michael Jackson, become Whitney Houston? You know what I'm saying? What was the thought process behind that? What was the discipline that you invoked into yourself every single day to get to where you are at right now? That makes you who you are. Yeah. Easy. It's a question I asked myself when I was 5. How do you think hosting this podcast has changed you personally and creatively over the course of this season? Okay, so hosting this podcast changed me personally. I realized that I'm really good at public speaking. At least I think so. Y'all let me know. Be nice. Okay. I realized that I actually have a love for public speaking. I always liked to talk to my friends, to family members, to like literally anybody who had ears and would listen. But as it relates to like public speaking, talking with an intent and with a message behind it to kind of better the lives of others or inspire others or network, like that's something super different than I realized I actually really genuinely love to do. I also realized that I've always knew this, but I also realized that there's other facets to me as it relates to music that I can embark on. You know, I'm definitely a performer at heart, always will be performing and continue to do that. But it made me realize, hey, I kind of like journalism if it relates to music. You know what I'm saying? Anything else, just playing. I'm just playing. There's a few topics that in journalism and a few topics that I actually would love to speak more on as it relates to relationships, spirituality, but music for sure. But yeah, it just kind of made me realize what I can do in a different field, if that makes sense. Because journalism is a completely different field. You know, we talk all the time, but this is an art. I have a higher respect for what newscasters, radio personalities, podcasters who are big, and some who, you know, podcasters like Breakfast Club, maybe Hardly Initiated, some other ones. I have a higher respect of what they do. Yeah, so that's basically what I've learned personally and creatively over the course of this season. All right, guys, that was the season finale of Fya Side Chats. I like to call that the Fya Side Chat wrap up, okay? Because we done wrapped it up. We are excited. We are currently filming season 2, so stay tuned. And yeah, you heard her. Check out and make sure you stay tuned to our live that we're going to be doing. It's been great. Love ya. And make sure you stay hot like fire.